Shabbos is a day of rest. What does that mean, right? Like, what do Jews do on Shabbos is we rest. We rest on Shabbos. But what does it mean? Do we sleep all day? Like, what does it mean to rest on Shabbos? So let me explain what that means. Where do we hear that the seventh day is a day of rest, or Shabbat? Is in the book of Genesis, when God created the world. God created the world in 6 days, and then the seventh day, God stopped all creation. Okay? And then it says also in the 10 Commandments, it's the fourth commandment, is remember the Shabbos day to keep it holy. So what does that mean? Is that the Jewish people, we rest on Shabbos just like God rested on Shabbos when God created the world. Which means that God stopped creating, which means that we also stop creating. Now there's 39 different categories that's considered working, okay, or the opposite of resting on Shabbos. When the Jews were traveling through the desert on their way to Israel after leaving Egypt, they built what's called a Mishkan, or I guess the translation would be a tabernacle. It was like a miniature Beis Hamikdash, miniature temple that they traveled with, and they could put it together and take it apart. Anything that was done to build the Mishkan, or the tabernacle, right? Any work that was done to build that Mishkan is the 39 categories of work. So I'll explain a few of them to you, and I think that will help you understand what it means that the Jewish people rest on Shabbat. One category that would be considered work that Jews don't do on Shabbos would be lighting a flame, or like striking a match, or causing a fire, right? Causing a spark that would somehow cause a fire, okay? There wasn't a spark there that existed before, so you're creating something new. You're creating a new fire that did not exist. Another category of work would be putting out a fire. You can't put out a fire. Obviously, if there's a danger to life, that's completely different, because what are you doing when you're putting out a flame? It was there. The flame was there. Now you're taking it away. The world is not resting. Another category that would be considered working on Shabbos would be like writing, because you're making a mark in the world that was not previously there. You're creating. And the same thing for erasing. There was a mark on a paper. You can't erase it with an eraser, because any act of creating or taking away something that was there before Shabbat, you can't do. Picking a flower off the ground, or picking a fruit from the ground, from a tree, or any kind of anything to work the soil, to work the land, because the ground sits. It rests. I'm trying to think of a better word. It rests. Okay, there's no more creation happening. It's not, the land is not being worked, and you can't make a new mark in the world that was not there before Shabbat for the 25 hours that Shabbat lasts on the seventh day. We stop all creation. We stop creating just like God created, and we stop how creation happened, how the Mishkan was created as well. It all is interconnected. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a little something new, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.